Good evening, everyone. My name is Erica Fisher. This is Marky, Sarah, Jason, and Myra, and our group is going to be talking about MSM, or Making Safer, Smarter, STD-Free Men.
Our goal for MSM is to reduce the incidence rate of STIs and STDs within the MSM population in Hillcrest. MSM is also known as men who have sex with men, and our priority population is men who have sex with men living in Hillcrest. For our evaluation, we chose a bivariate analysis. Our two questions are as follows. Will the banner advertisements decrease the incidence rate of STIs and STDs? And is there a difference in the incidence rates of STIs and STDs between the individuals in the experimental and control groups? This is the conceptual model for our project based off of the health belief model. We chose this because it combines important elements for initiating a new behavior, such as perceived benefits and barriers, self-confidence or self-efficacy, and cues to action. The main variable we will measure is a decrease in STD and STI rates. For our experiment, we chose a randomized control trial. The users with Hillcrest zip codes were randomly assigned a number from a random number generator. The experimental group was even numbers and the control group was odd numbers. The even number experimental group received the banner advertisements on Grindr with information about sexual health and nearby testing centers, whereas the control group received no banner advertisements. As you can see on the bottom of the slide, that is a figure representation of our experiment, and data will be collected once a year for 3 years. We chose a simple random sample for our sampling procedures because we are using a random number generator, so each subject in our survey population had an equal chance of being selected. Our independent variables, which are measured through a survey because they are nominal data, are race, age, and level of education. Our dependent variables, which are measured through statistics obtained from the County of San Diego health data, which is ratio data, are STI and STD incidence rates. For our analysis, we will use an independent t-test. Each year we will measure the experimental and control group to find if there was a decrease in the incidence rates of STIs and STDs for 3 years.
Our study concludes that MSM who are 40 and older were 91.2% less likely to contract a new STD or STI. Our study also concludes that MSM with a bachelor's degree or higher are 77.3% less likely to engage in risky sexual behaviors. Lastly, our study concludes that MSM at the highest risk of contracting an STI or STD are Hispanic, and those with the lowest risk are Asian and Pacific Islanders. So from January 2011 to December 2013, STI incidence has decreased by 103 cases over time with fluctuation. Throughout this time period, the max cases were 624 in January 2011, and the minimum were 521 in December of 2013. This trend represents a clear negative correlation. As years pass, there will be a decrease in STI incidence among the MSM community in San Diego. This first graph here shows newly reported MSM STI cases by race in San Diego County. You can see the race highest at risk for engaging in risky behaviors are Hispanic. Our next graph is newly reported MSM STI cases by age in San Diego County, and the age highest at risk is 18 to 24 years old, and with higher age means less STI contractions. New reported MSM STI cases in San Diego County by specific type of STI were also looked at the past 3 years, and chlamydia is the most contracted STI among the MSM community. Newly reported MSM STI cases by region in San Diego County was the most important graph we can see. The largest decrease in STI incidence is in the central region with a decrease of 56 cases by October 2013. This most likely resulted due to the implementation of our intervention's sexual education ad banners in the Hillcrest area, which is in the central region. The max number of cases in the central region were 289 in January of 2011, and the minimum were 233 in October of 2013. Our last graph shows newly reported MSM STI cases by education level in San Diego County. Again, just like all the other graphs, on the x-axis you have the month and year, and the y-axis you have STI incidence. And we can see that with higher education level comes lower STI contractions. So, as we conclude our data, the less likely you are to engage in high-risk sexual behavior means you are probably less at age and give yourself a decreased risk for STI, STD infection. From the data, we saw the more educated you are, the less likely you are to contract an STI. The MSM age group highest at risk to contract an STI is between 18 to 24 years old. The STI most reported in the MSM community is chlamydia. The MSM race highest at risk for contracting an STI is Hispanic. And the region in San Diego with the most MSM reporting of STIs is the central region where Hillcrest is, and is also the region with the biggest decrease in STI incidence from January 2011 to December 2013 during our intervention.
Lastly, some of the limitations that should be considered are loss to follow-up, compensatory rivalry, social desirability, individual does not see STIs as salient issues, and perceived barriers to preventative actions outweigh perceived benefits. Thank you.